guest has a PhD in neuroscience, which comes in handy for her day job. Take a look.
Wow, you're really good at puzzles.
I did them all the time as a kid. As my mom used to say, when you're doing a puzzle, it's like having 1,000 friends. She was full of fun lies like that.
If it makes you feel any better, my mom's just full of pound cake.
From the Big Bang Theory, please welcome the super smart and super funny Maya Bialik. This is pretty awesome and surreal at the same time.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, sitting here across from you.
This is so cool.
Thank you.
So I thought it was pretty amazing that you actually have a degree in neuroscience, which is something you've talked about before, and that you wound up playing this character. Did it help you get the job?
Actually, when my character was first introduced, it was the season finale of season 3.
I remember.
She was not a neuroscientist or a neurobiologist. She had no profession. It was something that they wrote in season 4. But at my audition, you know, you have to bring like a resume that says all the jobs you've done. And under miscellany, it said like speaks Hebrew, speaks Spanish, PhD in neuroscience. And so I didn't know where else you would put that on a resume, but I felt like if you have a PhD in neuroscience, it should go somewhere on any resume, right?
Absolutely, you earned it. I love it because it seems like something you would make up and put on a resume because a lot of people do that now. Now, you are very open about your life and about the things that you go through. You blog about it. What makes you want to blog and share so much?
Let's see, I write for a website called Kveller.com. That's from the Yiddish word for to take gratitude and excitement and things that happen. My parents are English teachers. I always loved writing. And then as I sort of got more notoriety, the topics that my editor wanted me to write about started expanding. Like, what's it like being a mom and still breastfeeding and going to work? Or, you know, what's it like?
What is it like?
It's kind of hectic and crazy, and you feel like a cow at a milking machine, you know. What I wanted to do was present myself as authentically as I feel like I am. I'm not a fancy Hollywood person. Like, this is never how I look, ever, except when I do things like this.
You look really nice, though.
Thank you.
Yes, you do.
Thank you.
It must be a little tough because sometimes, because yes, you still are blossom to a lot of us.
Absolutely. Well, and I think that was, especially that woman, yes.
Yes. So that lady right there.
No, but I think, and that was sort of the interest for my writing, is who's this person that we all knew or thought we knew, you know, when we were all younger. We all grow up, and I'm grateful that, you know, I had a relatively normal, crazy sort of adolescence and decided to go to college, and I'm really happy to sort of share bigger parts of myself, again, as honestly as possible.
Have you ever gone too far? Do you run this past anybody before you?
I run different kinds of things past different friends. You know, I wrote a 4-part series on divorce, which I really chose not to really publicly speak about my divorce, but with some time I realized that there were aspects of it that I thought might be helpful or educational to other women in particular, and so I wrote a 4-part series, but I did run them by my therapist first. But I really, she said, I think it's a very intimate, very emotional, very heavy, complicated set of essays, but she said there still is a lot more of you that you have not revealed. And my feeling is, just because you do have a platform, it doesn't mean you have to publicly vomit everything going on in your life, in your bed, in your head.
Wow, it sounds so familiar. No, it's interesting. We've been talking about that a lot lately around here. I had Dr. Phil on here recently, and we talked about the same thing, that there are boundaries.
Sure.
Some people have no filter. It just, whatever they say, they write, and once it's out there, it's out there.
Right.
Do you think about it sometimes and say, okay,
I mean, I think there's a
have I gone too far?
I think there's a difference between secrecy and privacy, and that's something I learned having kids. Like, there are things that I can keep private from my children. That doesn't mean I'm keeping secrets and I'm not an open person, but I feel the same way with the public. There are things that we do get to keep private just because we're still human. Even though people own part of us, and that's great, and that's my industry, and that's what we get paid to do, is to be public people, there's parts of me that I get to keep private.
But now you are a working mom. You're an amazing working mom, by the way.
Thank you.
And you said it can be pretty hectic. And you said that you had some challenges with organizing, which I think is something a lot of moms can relate to. You're working, you got the kids, you have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old.
I have an almost 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, and
That's exciting.
You know, I'm an artist, so I'm like, things are disorganized, and I'm fine with a certain amount of sort of artistic like wackiness and craziness. But there was a lot that was sort of not coming together, and it was sort of like a gift I gave to myself. I hired a company, they're called Operation Organization, they're based out of LA, and it's this woman, Katrina Teeple, and I have a small house, I have a 1-bedroom house, it's a 1947 house,
So
it's
it
not
makes sense
fancy.
to kind of get it together.
Right. And so what Katrina did is she came in and she showed me it's okay to still be myself in my house, but
What kind
there
of
are
things did
ways
she show
that,
you?
well, one of the things that she taught me, and these are things that many people learn when they're like 10 or 15 or 20, but I'm 37 and I didn't know. She told me to put like things with like, and I know it sounds ridiculous, but I would keep like the things I used most in one shelf, and then the things that I used less, like the plates that I like to use the best, I kept in one shelf, but then I had like 3 other shelves of plates that I really don't use at all. And so she helped me consolidate, put everything together. You know, I had like my favorite dishcloths, because I don't use paper towels because I'm an environmental hippie. And so I had like all of my favorite dish towels in one thing, but then I was taking up a whole other drawer with the ones I don't like. It was ridiculous. So she helped with all that stuff. And lo and behold, there's more room for things. And my boys love it also. And they love that there's like a place for everything and everything in its place. And every night, my 8-year-old says, Mama, if we paid Katrina to come help us, we need to keep everything in order.
Talk about flipping it in reverse.
So he lines up all the little jars. It's so funny.
Thank you so much, Maya, for coming by. This
Thank
is exciting to
you.
have you here. You can always come by here anytime you want
Thank
because we
you.
love you. We've always loved you, and we love Big Bang Theory,
Thank
which
you.
comes on Thursdays at 8 p.m. on CBS. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks to my guests, Magic Johnson, Mayim Bialik, Sonny Anderson, and Joey Prusak in NASCAR, and of course, my staff DJ, Bridget. That's it, just Bridget. And you know what? Now, just because.